few minutes to the New York Open. I've got the 2000 tick chart up, giving it a home in the new workspace. I used to trade off tick charts and range charts and Renko charts, but I've brought back the 2000 tick chart. I've got the flow stack printing the signals on the chart. This is just measuring when delta and volume are going in the same direction. Same setup on the 5-minute, and I've got a 15-minute chart. Then I've got my regular 1-minute chart and my 60-minute longer term chart. So just taking a look at the bigger picture, we are definitely approaching some major clustering here, and we are right at probably the biggest ranging cluster of the past 30 days. Just so much price action and attention right here in this area. And then coming up here, we've got a ton of cluster of previous key levels from the 60s up to around whole number. So I'm going to be factoring that into my decision making today. Gonna spread this chart back out. Okay, the market opened. Got an imbalanced signal to the downside immediately. Popped down over 20 points right away. Just hopped into a short there. We had a bunch of negative delta coming through. That imbalance signal was still hanging on. It had a higher number at the beginning, but it was still there as the candle was coming close to closing. Then we got that strong negative delta coming in there. We also went bearish on the 5-minute flow stack and the 15-minute. So this current setup that I have with the flow stack measuring the delta and the volume, I'm going to pay attention to it for maybe the first half hour. It's going to be catching the initial kind of push of both delta and volume combined, but afterwards it's going to take a lot to shift the momentum in the other direction. So if I'm looking for shorter term scalps, I'm not going to be paying as much attention to the flow stack signals with these particular settings. If I'm looking for shorter term moves, I'll be paying more attention to key levels and to price action and candle formation. But on the 2000 tick chart, I'll definitely still be factoring in the delta volume flow stack signals. We've got a pretty big washout signal down here on this 1-minute candle, as well as an imbalance signal to the upside. And we popped up right up to yesterday's high, got rejected off of yesterday's high. It's also this very strong level, this orange level. This is a new level that I'm going to be adding to the 50-50 indicator. These are 50% wicks. This is a key level that I was going to add into the key levels indicator a long time ago, and I just had my coder working on so many other projects. It seemed like too much to add, but now that I've got the 50-50 indicator out, I think that would be a good indicator to add these levels to. I've been playing around with these for the past few days, really enjoying these. These are based off of 1-hour candles, just measuring the 50% of the wicks. They're definitely potent, just like the regular MMT 50-50 levels. So at some point after the flow stack gets finished, I'll be adding this feature to the 50-50 indicator. So I just went for a short up here at pre-market high. As we were coming up this whole time, we were bearish on the 2000 tick. We were still bearish on the 5-minute, but I just went for a little scalp here, pre-market high, first touch, and grabbed another 6 points or so. The day after Christmas, 12/26, it's historically one of the most bullish days in the market, Santa Claus rally. So I'm keeping that in mind. Although just because something happened in the past doesn't mean it's going to happen again. So just trading like I do every day. Just looking moment to moment what the price action is. I've got 4 Lucid accounts now. Going to grab 1 more before the sale's over so I can max out at the 5 total allowed accounts. So $300 for 5 accounts, all in. No recurring subscription fees. No PA activation fees. Can take as long as I like. Definitely the best deal out there, I think. And also the least amount of stress. We turned bullish on the 15-minute back here around 9:10, just popped up 20 points. Still bearish on the 5-minute chart. There's an imbalanced signal to the downside. Gonna look for this to retest the lows here. Still have my take profit right above the R1 pivot here. It's also above this 50% wick level. Just went bearish on the 2000 tick chart. There's my full 10 points. So I just noticed we hadn't got a full volume and delta combo switch on the 5-minute. We also had a decent amount of delta on this candle, but price wasn't moving higher than this previous high, and we get this point of control up into the wick. So I was expecting a little bit of a retracement. We pulled right back to the 20 SMA. Now we're popping back up. So all these different charts that I've got up, they're all like different factors that I'm considering. There's certain things about the 2000 tick that I'm factoring in, that I'm giving a certain amount of weight to. There's certain things about the higher time frames that I'm factoring in, that I'm giving a different amount of weight to. Then there's things on the 1 minute chart that I'm looking at. So I'm just looking for the best possible trades with the most amount of alignment. So this 15-minute candle just closed bullish, very big bottom wick. But just because we got a bullish close on the 15-minute with a big bottom wick, that doesn't mean we are guaranteed to pop up. It's just one of the things that I'm factoring into my trading decisions. Flow stack went bearish on the 2000 tick. Imbalance signal to the downside. Strong delta to the downside. Heikin Ashi turned bearish on the 1 minute. Still bearish on the 5 minute. We just got a nice 12-point drop back down to the 20 SMA and R1. Just got into a little bounce long here. We had a big old imbalance signal up here. Check out where we came down to on the delta profile. Huge area of previous activity, which was selling in this case, but just because it was previous selling, I'm just looking at the delta profile for very large areas of previous activity. We bounced right off of that area. I did not go for the VWAP bounce trade because as we were coming down, we just had this huge candle, ton of negative delta. We busted right through, but as soon as we got down to this cluster of key levels and this big level on the Greek profile here, went for a long, got this imbalance signal to the upside. Now we've retraced almost the whole move down. Just popped up over 30 points there. Down here on the 2000 tick chart, we turned bullish on the flow stack right at the turnaround. Got a nice pop up there. Stacking some more micros. Just got into a long here at the pivot point. So we first came down, we had some divergence. Then on this candle, strong delta to the upside. We got an imbalance signal intrabar here. Continued the push up. We had a nice bearish run on the 2000 tick chart all the way down. Just got a bullish signal, but it's right at the 20 SMA and also this 50% wick level, so don't really want to buy into that, especially after this big down move. Never just taking a signal because it appears. I'm always factoring in a lot of different things. There's no magic indicator that's going to make anyone a better trader overnight. Nothing is ever going to take the place of personal experience and time in the markets. So we got a hold up right here at current day open. Just bounced down over 10 points right off of current day open to the tick. Just got into a long down here. Check out this huge level on the delta profile that it formed right at the bottom. As soon as I saw us holding this area again, went for a little bounce long trade. I hit the market close button when I was up 5 points, but I think it only filled me for maybe 4. Did not want to hold on to that trade very long. Bounced right up to this cluster of key levels with London open, strong gamma level, yesterday's close. We just dropped off of that level over 15 points. Definitely keeping my eye on this cluster down here, yesterday's open, yesterday's point of control, previous session strong gamma levels. Right below it we have some 50% wick lines. We got S1 pivot, yesterday's open. This is a prior day VWAP close. Definitely going to run into some trouble down here, even if it's just for a brief moment. Finally went bearish on the 15-minute with delta and volume. Pretty bearish 15-minute candle close. I stopped using the 15-minute chart a long time ago. Just preferred the 60-minute, 5-minute, 1-minute combo, but I brought it back. We'll see if I keep it around. As much as I change things up, I always have my solid go-to base intact. I like to keep my mind active, change things up, constantly be learning new things, and also keep my solid base. We had a nice washout signal down here. Then we got some strong delta coming in on this candle. Get a nice pushback up here. So we got about 10 minutes until 10:30. We're getting a nice pushback up here. I'm keeping my eye on the 50 SMA on the 5-minute as we approach 10:30. I grabbed a short up here at VWAP and this current session strong gamma level. We just popped down 20 points. I put my take profit right by this previous session strong gamma level where we definitely got some hold up at, but we just busted through that. We're headed lower. Still bearish on the 5-minute, and we were bearish on the 2000 tick chart as we were approaching VWAP. Up over 100 per account now. I might be done for the day unless I see a good trade opportunity right around 10:30. But if I can average $100 a day on 5 Lucid accounts, I'll be doing pretty good. $2,500 weeks, $10,000 months. And some days I might be up 200 or 300. Some days I might be down. Some days I might be only up 50. But if I can average around 100 a day, stacking up the micros, can have some nice 5-figure months there. And this is the total bottom end of the spectrum. This is only trading 1 micro. So if I even bump it up just to 2 micros, that's going to double all those figures. Then if I ever manage to bump it up to the regular NQ, that's 10x, 100K a month off of 1 standard NQ contract. Definitely being back on the East Coast, I'm reminded of my trading dreams, being able to get up and trade the New York Open for 1 hour on the regular, still get plenty of sleep, just have my 1 hour of trading focus here. Being on the West Coast and trying to get up at 5 a.m. and totally destroying my sleep and eventually just blowing off work because of lack of sleep, that was absolutely just destroying my trading. However, being back on the East Coast, there's so many things I miss about the West Coast, lifestyle-wise, people and friends-wise, so we'll see what happens. Life is definitely not a straight line. Lots of things to factor in, just like trading. So we just hit 1030. We are pretty much right at the 50 SMA on the 5-minute. If we do break higher, I will expect a little bit of pullback back to the 50 SMA. We just popped up to the 15-minute center, and this current session strong gamma level just dropped down 20 points in a hurry. So we did try to push a little bit higher, instantly got sucked back towards the 50 SMA on the 5-minute. So that trade already played out. I'm going to be done for the day. Hope you got some good ideas for your own trading. Anyone that's out there using code MonkeyMan is the absolute best. Thanks so much for your support. Lucid still has the 40% off sale. Apex, Take Profit Trader, Tradeify, TradeDay, they all have good deals going on. And in case you missed the last video, there is a very rare sale going on at NINZA Indicators. 20% off as much as you like. Check out the last video if you want to get the special code. It's good to the end of the year. I wish you best of luck in your trading. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.